LAPD is being stalked by helicopter right now, creating sensational activity inside of my apartment. I am uploading video documentation. They are flying directly over, as you can see. Flying directly over my apartment. This is called relevant positioning. The light source is in alignment to my apartment outside of my bedroom window right now at 5:31 p.m. They are engaged in federal stalking in violation of Title 18 in concert with the people. You are understanding what is the relevant positioning, their focus of where they are flying. This is clear. I mean, they engaged in stalking for 47 minutes, but you're paying attention to the pattern of group stalking. This is maintenance in the path. When I'm in my office, they are not in alignment with my apartment. They're flying directly over my office like you saw on video this morning as I arrived to the office, and this same entity engaged in ambush conduct with Center for Better Life and Joan Kim of 1806 number 5. And the entity is engaging in what is group stalking now while they are monitoring what I'm uploading to the internet. And the demon possessed that are also creating what is a public safety concern engages in what is the criminal pattern of conduct threatening your life and while engaging in the P.O.C. because they are hostile to what you're publishing, what you're exposing, your enforcement of your rights. So I want to be clear, that's a psychopath. That's the secular title for what is demon possession, a psychopath. That's what demon possession makes a person, psychotic, okay? And this is somebody that is out of control with regard to their inability to control actually what's supposed to be secret conduct, malicious conduct, but then you're understanding what is no longer composed behavior, what's no longer secretive anymore, and the engagement, the pattern, the tendency to engage in what is exceedingly hostile and outright upfront threatening behavior, and that is inherently threatening when you're a police department stalking somebody. So I also want you to see, you also know that this is targeting me, that it's group stalking, because not only are they flying in the path, they're doing it in the specific environment. And here, this is engineered light that's on my walls. This is light activity. You just saw outside, let me zoom out so you can see. You just saw outside where I'm documenting Hector Aparicio group stalking while the entity flies over by plane. I'm showing you the light source that's over me while I'm stepping outside of my office, facing building 1802. Let me turn off the kitchen light because you will see it has nothing to do with the kitchen light. This is engineered light where the entity is flying over my apartment by helicopter, shaking it, vibrating it. That's called sensational activity. It's demonic. It's an act of terrorism. And the entity is doing so while I'm documenting, hold on, because they're also going to be prosecuted. The people of the state, the violent sex offenders that are acting with LAPD that are group stalking, all of whom are going to federal prison as well by name. They're in buildings 1800 through 1818, engaging in criminal monitoring in concert with that corrupt law enforcement agency, which is targeting me with their helicopter activity. This is exactly what the Fontana Police Department were engaging in on this day, as I documented their pattern of conduct and the light sources remaining over me at 1:45 p.m. at their police department. And then you're also going to pay attention to what the entity is doing after my exit at 5:55 p.m. There's no sun that's going to be in alignment, by the way, with your apartment from the beginning till the end of the day. You're also going to juxtapose that with what the entity is doing in LA. So the sun is supposedly now setting outside of my bedroom, but you're reminded of the fact that this is where the entity, they're flying over my apartment, where the entity is engaging in engineered light on my ceilings, all over my walls. Stalking with light is what that's referred to. And this is the impossible light activity that's inside of my side bedrooms. They're surrounding me with engineered light. They're flying over my apartment in this environment with engineered light through closed blinds. And you're looking at what was the maintenance of engineered light while the entity is at this time, as I documented on April 15th, 2022, the light source is over the Fontana Lewis Library, where I am on the same street. That is Seville. I'm standing on Seville on this day in 2022 at 10:40 in the morning, excuse me. But I have been on that street Seville as early as 9:35 in the morning. So I'm documenting what is a state actor group stalking on April 15th. This same venue on Seville in Fontana, California, which is crossing path with where the Fontana Lewis Library is. This is the street where I am both inside of the library and I also stand outside of the library. Seville is Seville and Sierra Avenue. This same street, Seville, I am there at 7 p.m. I am there standing outside at 5:55 p.m. You are looking at Fontana Police doing exactly what the LAPD is doing, stalking in a helicopter in an environment that is a scientific impossibility. All right, and you're looking at what are the people of the state. These are demons that are pacing up and down, keeping me under surveillance. They're group stalking while they're driving in engineered light. That's not sunlight, that's That's the engineered light that you see on my living room walls right now, creating my upright magnified shadow that you saw on my ceiling. That's what those demons are driving in. That's what they're driving in, entering and exiting Silverview. Those are demons that are focused on somebody else, monitoring somebody else, being sex offenders, monitoring somebody else, in concert with the demon-possessed agency that's stalking in the most unheard of and psychotic manner in helicopters. All right, doing so with the specific demonic desire, the tormenting pattern of stalking and surveilling somebody in a helicopter. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it is revealing to you what is entirely disturbing about these demons that are currently affiliated with police departments. This is exactly what the Fontana Police Department is doing on April 15th. In the specific environment, there is no sunlight that's going to be no sun, nor any sunlight that creates your upright shadow in the depths of your apartment. The living room is out there. This is supposedly the sun. That's engineered light, and so is this. It's not different. I'm showing you in the presence of the light source, it's engineered light. In the absence of the light source, it's engineered light. Never is this sun going to create any sort of light that's appearing down and also above, like you saw earlier while I was documenting the P.O.C. And this light source is still here. I'm in the same apartment. That's never the sun. And it's also not the sun that's at the same time going to be present at Fontana Lewis Library as I'm on Seville. You are looking at engineered light that's covering the face of a demon-possessed state actor. That's the Fontana Police Department, as they are engaging in surveillance, sitting in a police vehicle in order to cross paths. That's obsessive stalking behavior that the people of the state are engaging in systematically in traffic. The people of the state are engaging in by living at the venue, and they're doing that also. They're also doing that in police vehicles and in helicopters. That's what is understanding the stalking conduct by LAPD as they fly in relevant position to my apartment. They're maintaining the light source in relevant position to my apartment. That's a demon that's stalking in the path with light. Vibrating the apartment is called sensational activity. These psychopaths do it while they know what you're documenting, everything that you're doing on the internet. Let me be clear. The demons of the Los Angeles Police Department have no business knowing what it is that I'm purchasing online. They have no business knowing what moment my panties are down to engage in that act of terrorism, which is exactly what they do for the criminal purpose and sexually motivated and perverted method, predatory conduct to communicate a threat of a sexual nature, okay, while they know that you're documenting them. That's what the demons of the Los Angeles Police Department, and it's a shared pattern of conduct. It's a sex offense committed by all of the people who are in that environment for that criminal system that's underway. So that's the significance of seeing them fly in relevant position to my apartment while they're keeping the light source, which is not ever going to be the sun, while you're also remembering what the entity is doing on this day and during the same time here, April 15th. You have it even later, 5:55 p.m. The entity is being a demon flying in circles. That's the Fontana Police Department. That's going to be disbanded. That's exactly what LAPD was doing here for 47 minutes, flying in circles. This is exactly what the Ontario Police Department is doing while I was sleeping in a car. That is following me wherever I go to engage in this demonic behavior, which is terrorizing on its face. These are demons that engage in what is the most threatening manner that they can conjure up in their mind in order to terrorize somebody who they are stalking day and night. And you see the Ontario Police Department doing this as well. I'll upload a video to sample that. This is a pattern by these demon-possessed agencies who are stalking. And this is demonic activity. It is criminal surveillance, and all the people of the state that live at Alvarado Gardens are subject to what is federal prison by virtue of living. That is an ongoing, unlawful, intolerable level of criminal facilitation of this state system. And all of these names that you see represent the names of the mere head of households, because there are more than just the names of the head of households that are going to federal prison, that are subject to the federal prosecution. But as I've stated, they are violent sex offenders, and they also are currently in the custody of minor children who will be removed from their custody. The only one that physically moved from relevant positioning is Kenneth Cummings, but they remain engaged in the pattern of conduct on the venue of the internet, as I've also documented. They will also be going to federal prison and removing the minor children from their custody based on the criminal conduct and the threat that they have exhibited that they are while engaging in the pattern of conduct with the state of California and the people of the state. Moving wherever they want to move, the long arm of the federal law will find them, and they will be prosecuted accordingly. It is currently, by the way, 5:40 p.m., approximately 15 minutes from now, the evidence against the state of California, as I documented it on April 15th, 2022, and remembering what the entity is doing on this day, on April 29th, 2022, and it has nothing in common whatsoever. It's impossible what the entity is doing in the environment. It's within the pattern of conduct, though. The specific environment is readily identifiable thereby. And you also are understanding what is the stalking conduct by these demon-possessed agencies who are acting in concert with the people of the state. Demons such as June Kim, engaging in surveillance in a laundry room, waiting for me to arrive, so that same entity can fly over my head as I walk into my office. That's exactly what you saw this morning, and it is the P.O.C. That's why she and everybody else is going to federal prison. Again, it is currently 5:41 p.m., and this is P.O.C.